Hello again and good morning, and welcome to the dsm-firmenich Global Mycotoxin Survey for 2024. I am Verdin Mark de Roma, the Product Manager for Mycotoxin Risk Management for the Greater Asia Pacific region. And in this session, I shall give you a glance as well as some key insights on the Mycotoxin Survey for 2024, specifically this time for the Southeast Asia region. Coming from the 2024 Global Mycotoxin Survey report, this chart will show you how the mycotoxin profile of the different regions would look like as indicated by color intensity. Of course, the darker red colors would indicate areas of extreme risk, while the lighter ones would indicate moderate to low risks. In the Greater Asia Pacific region, which is in the lower right-hand side of the screen, we can see varying risk from moderate in the Oceania region, as well as extreme risks in the China and South Asia subregions. But for this talk, allow me to quickly focus on Southeast Asia and the mycotoxin contamination profile of that subregion. So Southeast Asia, which is composed mainly of the countries such as Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, and Cambodia, uh, we would see that from the 2024 survey, the total risk would be significantly high, having a total risk factor of 65%, with fumonisins being the most prevalent mycotoxin. This is followed by prevalence of aflatoxins, zearalenone, as well as DON, with low moderate prevalence for ochratoxin as well as T2 toxins. So this has been the case for the past several years for this subregion. If we compare it to the 2023 annual report, we see that the prevalence as well as the contamination levels based on the average of the positives would almost follow the same trend as well. So for both 2024 and 2023, it's fumonisin being the most prevalent. And in 2024, we see that the average positives of fumonisins actually significantly increased versus the previous year. So 5 out of 10 of the samples that we've analyzed were contaminated with aflatoxins, zearalenone, and DON, as you can see here, with the contamination levels significantly above the minimum threshold for sensitive animals as well. But what is also noteworthy to discuss is that for the 2024 mycotoxin report, 94% of all the samples that we've analyzed for Southeast Asia as a region were contaminated with mycotoxins. And 76% of those samples had co-contamination, meaning more than one mycotoxin present in one sample. So this means a possibility of synergism as well as additivity of the different mycotoxins. Now, let me take you to a quick review of the major feed ingredients in the Southeast Asia region, which may help explain the mycotoxin profile that we've just discussed. So we will be focusing on corn, wheat, as well as soybean meal, which are the major feed ingredients that are used in the Southeast Asia region. And as you can see in this chart, all of them would have multi-mycotoxin risks, particularly higher incidences of fumonisins, aflatoxins, zearalenone, and DON, similar to what we have seen in the previous chart. Now, if we take a look at co-contamination, for the major feed ingredients, we see roughly around 50 to 80% of the samples we see have more than one mycotoxin present as well. Now, going into finished feeds, since this will give us actually a more accurate profile of the mycotoxin risk, we see that in 2024, we analyzed close to 100 finished feed samples for poultry. And the highest prevalence that we see is also from fumonisins, with levels above the threshold for poultry as indicated here. Moreover, aflatoxin, zearalenone, DON are also present in almost 70% of all the samples that we've analyzed, with levels above threshold as well. And in addition to this, 9 out of every 10 samples had multi-mycotoxin occurrences as well. So for our poultry in Southeast Asia, we may expect to see signs of fatty liver, leaky gut, and secondary pathogenic proliferation, lower vaccination efficiencies, reduced fertilities, and definitely we will also be able to observe lower performances, lower immunity of the flock given this multi-mycotoxin challenge. Now, very quickly, let us also go and review the profile for swine finish feeds in Southeast Asia. And basically, we see the same trend with fumonisin being the most prevalent as well. This is also again followed by aflatoxins, zearalenone, and DON that are prevalent in almost 50 to 60% of the samples with contamination levels above the threshold for sensitive swine stages as well. So overall, for pigs, we may see respiratory issues, fertility challenges, leaky gut, as well as secondary pathogenic proliferation, as well as lower vaccination efficiencies. So our swine herd, we may exhibit lower performances, lower fertilities, as well as poor immunity overall. So bottom line is that with all these elevated risk of multiple mycotoxins for the Southeast Asian region, whether for poultry, swine, or even other species, we would need to have a good mycotoxin risk management solution in place to be able to address this properly. So thanks for watching this very short video on Southeast Asia and its mycotoxin profile for 2024. To find out more about mycotoxin risk in different commodities as well as subregions in the world, please do explore the other videos in the World Mycotoxin Survey 2024, and we look forward to your active engagement. Thank you.